Let's talk and see how things are in Glockamara. That's what you just sing. Brendan O'Dowd sang that song. He was a lovely tenor, or was he a baritone? Oh, to be in Glockamara. That's what he called. Or I think we used to use that during the persecution. At Kathleen Mavourneen was another one to describe the country when we were being persecuted by the British. And Glockamara was another one that was used. Different ones used to sort of know we're talking about Ireland. We got our freedom, but by goodness, 1798, we fought for it. We fought for it down the centuries. And but we got it in 1916, but all those leaders was executed. Yeah, we paid a high price with the execution of those lovely patriots. I believe they said a rosary every night. So they had the faith. They were practicing Catholics, but they wanted freedom, full stop. And people are entitled to be able to run their affairs. Like the people in Ukraine, they're entitled to run their affairs without bullies coming trying to destroy them. They'd want to repent, wouldn't they? And seek peace, the Russians. This man Putin was he made himself permanent president. That's always a bad sign, isn't it? Nearly like hereditary or something. Whatever way he managed it, he manipulated the system, and I don't think that's a good thing. It's not good for democracy to have the one character running the show all the time. It becomes he wants to try and prove himself all the time. It's not right. And he put the people into trouble and that, and all of them died. This old chronology of a war that he inflicted on Ukraine. Ukraine wasn't going to attack him. How was wrong with him? But anyways, we're talking and we don't want to get down that road. We don't. Um, it was flooding here yesterday. I was outside trying to stop the water for sure. You see, the road was done good and it rose up a bit higher than where I had stop the water coming in because it was raining heavy, it's flowing down and so was coming in. So you could have a swim out there nearly if you were a tadpole. And we did out of water. So I was out shoveling kind of stones that I have, to try and stop it. But I could see it's like creeping in. You turn honest to goodness. And I saw the way it was coming. It wasn't coming the usual way. It was kind of nearly coming as if it wanted to come in here and drown me. My neighbour come around and they were bringing in bins because it was Thursday and these big lorries called for a couple of bins from my neighbour, farmer, Ernie. And so I was shoveling that, and I just said, and she said, maybe get on, the election's coming for local and a good time. But I think I can ring the county council probably on Tuesday and just get them to check it and make some arrangements because when they improved the road, which is good, because it was full of potholes. But there were contractors there and they were very good. But because of that, it kind of the water's coming different, and it's nearly like as if it wants to come in here. So like a little river out there practically, and the patio has got it concreted, and it falls away. But the rain was so heavy yesterday; it was downpours. Really, you'd be walking from your car into the house, you'd be drowned. And I had to go down and post a letter and give it into the post office because I was afraid to put it into the box in case there's the drowned because the fellow was taking them out. So I gave it to the one in the post office and I bought a little packet of 10 stamps. But have you ever experienced flooding? I see there in California there was flooding there not so long ago. And of course, in San Francisco, I think it's on an earthquake it's kind of a zone, and I think the buildings ratty, but they're built to sort of withstand a certain amount. But being if it really goes pear shaped, nothing will stand. There was a film years ago about the earthquake, and I don't think there was many people killed. It was just fortunate. But I don't think I'd like to be in that city and in bed and say, up in an apartment block, and the next thing is is things shaking. It give you a fright. So I don't know if you've ever experienced that kind of thing and where you're coming from. If you're abroad somewhere, and um, and people and people were often flooding and electricity cutting out with all that, and then it brings a strong wind, and you're in more trouble. Trees blown down. That happened one time in England. The weather forecast fella called Fisher. Somebody had said there's going to be a terrible storm, and he says, "I know it won't. It's not the forecast." And we got it was a terrible storm. And the forest nearly knocked down. And so he never lived that down. But he was given a bit of forecast or started checking whatever you could to see was he on the ball. But when you make a mistake, it nearly sticks with you like glue, doesn't it? So anyway, today, thank God, the sun shone, and so you put you in good humour, doesn't it? I did a bit of shopping there. I didn't have to wear an overcoat. So I went down the way I am, and that's the best way to do it. And you wouldn't frizz because it's getting a little bit warmer than now. Sometimes you do need the heating on because it gets cool in the evening. You, wherever you are, I know in different parts of the world is often very cold in the winter, very hot in the summer. So there isn't this even sort of a here that we have here. Now we didn't have much frost. We had a bit of snow one time, and it was gone the next day. It's coming down, big lumps of it. Could see it outside. The car was full of it. But it was easy to take it off. It wasn't freezing. It didn't freeze. But it freezes underneath. That's why you're the trouble. Because your voice then, you could go, psst. So I had to be careful going out, opening the various things I have to open. I'm treading pretty softly. Because the last thing you wanted to do was go slide. You know, when you're young, you could slide anywhere because we used to do it. And even if you fell, you didn't have too far to fall. But when you're getting stiff in the pins a bit, that can happen. So I hope I find you well now, and um, I just yap of what's going on, and you can see the sun here on the curtains. Yeah, it's out there shining, and it's 5:30 here. Well, 25 past five. The clock is fast over there. Yeah, 25 past five. So good evening now, and we'll be at it again, and I just do a little one now after this for our blessed mother. I like it. Bye now, and hope you do too.